Good day. You're welcome back once again to this class. In this class, we are going to learn the following. We are going to learn various types or values of CSS colors. Then we are going to learn the difference between transparency and opacity. Then we are going to use CSS to design a simple website from a Figma design. We call that in our last class, we learned CSS fundamentals, the basics, and because it was just the fundamental, our website did not look arranged, just as you can see from this. So in this section, we are going to see how we can follow a Figma design, then use the CSS that we already know to make it look just the way it is. At least our accuracy should be more than 95% accurate. So let's begin. So I have a VS Code document here already open. So we are going to learn first is CSS colors, and the four most important ones: Shift Alt A. Okay, still the same thing. Shift Alt A. So we are going to learn the following, which is color by name. So we are going to add this involves adding CSS color with a predefined color like red, blue, green. So every time we are going to learn how to use color by RGB or RGB. That is the alpha. I'm going to learn what the alpha does. It is basically used to add transparency. You're going to learn color by hex. So we are going to learn how to use this. Then you're now going to learn color by HSL. So let's begin. So I want to copy this to see. So this is what we are going to learn today. So if I paste back, so I'm going to comment this. I'm going to comment this. I'm going to comment this. Comment this. So let's do a markup of adding a color by name. So I'll have, let's say, a dot of by name. Then I'll have h3 that says color by name. Okay, so it is basically the same markup that we use for all of them, just to demonstrate. So I'll paste here. I'll change this by RGB. Then come over here, change this by X. Then I'll come over here, I'll change it to by HSL. So this is it. So if I save and preview on my live server, I'll have this. So let's now apply a color to this by name. Okay, I forgot to change this, so this one will be by HSL. This one will be by X. This one will be by RGB. This one will be by my name. So if I save, we're going to have this. Okay. So what we'll now do next is to create our external CSS, which I've already done. But from our previous class, we need to link it. So I'm going to type the link tag, then my dot and forward slash to open the current directory. I'll choose my CSS. Use this. So another thing I can do is to group all of these with an invisible tag. So the Ctrl X dot colors, then I'll paste. So if you notice, as we learned from our previous class, there is no invisible difference. It's just a container. So what I'll do from my external CSS, remember I have to reset. So I will say my padding using the universal selector 0. So my margin is 0. Then I'll say my box sizing is border box. So if I do this, I should have this. Next, move to our colors. I'm going to give this a width of 50%. A margin of auto, then a margin top of 20 pixels. So let's do that. So you notice is here. Then what I can do is maybe give this a background color, just a border of 1 pixel, solid red. So notice how it looks like now. Then next thing I want to add is text align should be center. So this will instruct it for all the children of this color, all their text will be aligned to the center. And the text align is one of the CSS properties that can be inherited by the children of a parent tag. So let's see how it behaves. So we see the next, I will not target my colors by what? By name. Then I want to add a background color to it. So I'm going to use color by name, which is say purple. Then the color is I want to use white. So let's see how it looks like. So see how it looks like. So I've applied that color. Then you can also say the margin top and bottom should be 10 pixel left and right. Okay, let's just use 10 pixel all around. But let's use 5 pixel and 10 pixel. So this is the horizontal top and bottom. This is for the vertical top and bottom, and this is for the horizontal left and right. So let's see how it behaves. So notice it looks like this now. Well, I can see add a border of 2 pixels. There's another one called dashed. Let's use black. So you notice that we've added all these type of colors here: background color, the text color, and the border color using the color by name. So let's repeat the same process. Shift Alt arrow down. So I'm going to change this to by. So what's the next one? By RGB. RGB. Now, what does RGB mean? So let's go to this W3 square explanation. It says the RGB colors. An RGB color value is specified with the RGB function, which has the following syntax. So the first one is the red, and this is from 0 to 255. As you can see here, the next parameter here is the green, and the last is the blue. So any variation of these three RGB function property will mean creating so many arrays of colors, so different types of colors. So now that we know how to use this RGB function, let's test it out. So instead of using this color, I'll use RGB like so. Then I'll just choose some random colors. So I'll choose 30, 150, and 200. So let's see how it will look like. So you notice the color that we have there. The next, if I want a red, say RGB, then I'm going to choose 255, which is the maximum, 0 and 0. So that will mean the color will be what? Red. The next, if I want the border color to be different, be blue, say RGB, I'll use 0, 255, 0. So if I do this, the border color will be green. So then the pattern here is for any CSS value that we have to type a color. We can use any of the color types. So let's move to the next one, which is by what? By hex. So this is by hex. Now, what does the hex stand for? Well, let's go to W square here. And if we scroll down, let me open it again. I can simply go front. So if I scroll down, we have the hexadecimal. So the hex is a short form for hexadecimal. The hexadecimal color is specified with this hash sign or the pound sign, and this is red, just like the RGB, green, and blue. Then if there's a next value, it is the alpha. So let's do this. So I'm going to choose some random colors. So my pound sign or the hash sign, choose any value, and any of this value, in hexadecimal, It is from the number start from 0 to 10 for numbers, then A to F. So if you do the conversion from base 16 to base 10, the highest value will still give you this 255. So I just use some random numbers. So I can say 2D FF, which stands for 255, and A6, which will give us this. So you see, that is a color. The next, if I want a blue, this has to be 0000 and FF. So 0000 and FF. So that will give me a pure blue. Then here, let me choose any color, just random colors. 0044, 28. So we have this color. So if I save, I'm going to see this. Now the last one is the color by the HSL. So what does HSL stand for? So if we go back to this CSS color again, you can look at the HSL. So the HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness, and represent a cylindrical coordinate presentation of colors. So this, just like the RGB, you need to use the HSL function. So the first parameter here is the hue, the next one is the saturation, and the next one is the lightness. So what does each of these mean? So hue is the degree of color wheel from 0 to 360. Then 0 or 360 is red, 220 is green, and 240 is blue. So it's like from RGB. So 0 to 220 is what? It's red. 220 to 240 is blue, and from 241 to 360 is blue. That is RGB. So that is the variation. So let me make a comment here. So remember it's RGB, so we have 0 to 120 is for red, so this is just a rough estimate. Then GB blue is from 240, or it's from 120 to 240. Then this is green. Then this is blue. This is from 240 to 360. So this is a nice guide to remember. Then what of the saturation? Saturation is a percentage value. 0 means a shade of gray. 100 is the full color. So if you want to add a shade of gray to the color, you add that using the percentage. Then the lightness is also a percentage. 0 is black and 100% is white. So if you want to add a shade of gray, you increase the percentage. If you want to add some brightness, which is from black to white, you increase this percentage. So let's apply this. So I'm going to say HS HSL, which means I'll have my, let me choose any random color. So I want 200, and this will be RG, which is be a green. Then the saturation, which is the shade of gray, let me use 40%. The lightness, I want it to be 20%. So if I do this, I'm going to have this. Then the color, so if I want this to be white, say HSL, then I have to, let me just choose some random colors. Let's try, I say 0, then this is 100%. So the shade of gray should be 0, and the brightness should be 100. So let's see if it give us white. Yes. So remember, the lightness is from black to white. So if these values they are all 0, then this give you white. So let's choose some random colors again. HSL, HSL. So give this one 30, give this one 30, give this one 30. So that is what I have. So if I save and refresh, I'm not getting the color. Okay, oh, that was a mistake. Oh, I didn't remember to update this. So let me shift pots. So let me just copy this, Control C, then I can go back until I get back my RGB. Then I can now paste this, which is by my hex. So if I save, I should be having this. So by hex, what did you use here? Okay, by HSL, not by hex. So HXL, so that will give us this. What happened? Okay, I think I've lost that code. So let me just repeat the process again. So if I paste this, I'll have, let's make this by HSL. So that will show like this. So we have this now. Then the next one will be by hex. So by hex, I should have this. So let's choose some random numbers again. 55, TE44. So we have that. So I'll have zero zero. So if I give them F, is it is a shortcut for white. If I give 000, it's a shortcut for black. So let's use FFF. So I just thought I should mention this. And next, I have my FFFF 3G. So I have that. So with this, we now know the various ways of adding a color. Now, the next thing is, what's the difference between transparency alpha and opacity? Now, the difference between these two is that alpha, when it's been done with either DHL, the RGB, or the hex, is more specific. So you can use it to just say, I want to reduce the brightness of a background color while leaving the text at its maximum color. It gives you that flexibility. But when it comes to opacity, once it is being applied, it applies to everything within that container, from the parent to all its children. So why RGB can be more specific, it gives you that flexibility. Opacity does not give you that flexibility. So let me demonstrate this using RGB. I like using alpha when it has to do with transparency. So if I come here now, I can add opacity, which is just like the alpha is from 0 to 1. So if I say 1, yeah, you will not see any immediate difference. It's just there. If I say 0.5, sorry, 0.5, so I want to reduce the brightness. So you see, both the text color and the background color, everything is being reduced. So I give it to 0.1. So you notice how faint it is. So this is one of the drawback. But now, if I want to only reduce the background color and leave the text color, I'll just put another value here. So even if you don't put the RGB here, if you still add an alpha like that, it will still work. So 0.1, I say, you see, so it was only the background color that reduced, but the color remains the same. So it just gives you that flexibility. Okay, so we are done with that. So the next section now is we're going to use CSS to design a simple website from a Figma design. So let's do that. So we are going to use this, and we are not going to design this and this and this, because they involve using display properties, CSS display properties like flex, grid, display inline, and display inline flex. So I've not learned these properties. So we are going to now focus on the one that we can do without any display property, which is from here to here. So I'm going to call this one section 2, or yes, section 2 or 3, just, or we are going to give it a section of about me. So yeah, dot about. So let's use the section dot about me. So inside this about me, let's analyze it. So we know that if we want to group this item, they have the invisible container, which is our about me div that we just wrote down, which is this one. Then we know that, remember our lecture where I taught you how to generate a HTML code from a Figma design. So we want to apply that now. So one of the rules is take group items and group them into an invisible container, and we've done that. Then the next one now is take each text and image as a box. So this is box 1, this is box 2, this is box 3, and this is box 4. So this looks like a button. So you're going to use, okay, we've not learned this property, and the button is an example of an inline tag. So if we must use a button, you're going to put it inside a div. So I'll say div dot, let's say line 1. Here I'll put a button that has about me. So if I save this, I'm going to observe something that looks like this. So you see, so later you're going to move this to the center. The next, we'll move to the next section. So we can call this one line 2 dot line 2, and you're going to have a paragraph. So we can just copy this text here by double clicking it, scroll down to it, and you'll see the copy. So when you're using Figma, it gives you that speed because all the assets you need, the text, the CSS, and the image resources, they're all given to you, and you're going to see how we'll do that soon. So if I save this to look like this, yes, the next is not the line. It's not the line. It's not the line 3. So I can bring this down, shift alt arrow down, then alt arrow down like this. So I have my line 3. And this one is explore. So let's type that in. Explore. So if we save, it's going to look like this. So that's it. Then the next and the last one is this line 4, and this looks like an icon. So you're going to do that. So cut this, shift alt arrow down, then this is my line 4. Then this is going to be an image, or we use a background image. Let's just use an image tag. So you are going to load the image soon. So let's load the image right away. So how do I get this image? So if you notice that if I double click here, it has shown me that this is an image or an icon which I can add. So if I scroll down, this is my preview. So if I open it, it shows me that I've selected the right icon. Then I usually like to select SVG because it has a sharp quality even when it's big or small, and you can alter the color of an SVG image unlike any of this. So I'll choose SVG, then I'm going to export it, that is to download it. So I'll click here, then I'm going to go out, then this is my folder here. So I can put this inside an image folder. So I'm going to open this and save. So it has downloaded and is now inside the document. So I have this. So next is to load that image now. So dot and forward slash image this, then I can just put here icon. So if I save, I'm going to have something that looks like this. See, it's kind of blurry because that is quality of the SVG. So next, let's now begin to arrange our code to look like this. So the first thing we'll do, we'll target the parent, which is this about me. So Ctrl C. So I'm going to come here. So I'm going to say about me section. And once again, to bring out a comment is Ctrl forward slash. So dot about me. And because the text, now if you notice all of this, notice that it has, all of them are aligned to the center. So I say my text align center. So if I do that, you notice that my text will be aligned to the center. Next, you notice that between this section, there is a background color and there is a height for this section. So what you can do is, let me see if I can read the color from here, height from here. I think the height from that point is 34.4 REM. So once again, when you open your own Figma or any Figma file, your CSS parameters will be in pixel, but you can change it to REM using this method. So then the background color is this. So I don't have to guess the background color or download a color picker. Everything is given to me there. So if you notice, everything is here. So what I'll just do is just copy this and paste here. Then I'll put my height to be 34.44 here, which might be too big. So you see it's too big. So let's use the one that is smaller. Let's use the height. And approximately 1 REM is about 16 pixels. The one view height is about 10 pixels. So let's use this one. Then what we can do now is to now add a mean height here, so that it will just fit it exactly. So you see what we have now. And next we notice that from this first section there is a padding of 8.8 REM. So let's do that. So we're going to say dot about dot line 1. Okay, let's first of all do the padding. So we have the padding top as 8.8, then we assume that it's also the same thing. So I'll put here my padding should be 0.8 REM, which might be too big. So let's see. So see how it looks like. Okay. but we want this to be only for top and bottom. Then left is 0 REM. So we have this now. Okay. So next, we move to this first item of the DVR, which is our line 1 and the button. So come here, dot about me dot line 1, then the button. So we want to give it, we want to get the border, which is this. So we are going to double tap on this. So if we double tap on that, we're going to see the width and the height. So we can just copy this, paste here. Then it has a border. So this is the style. So just copy the code. So when you are using Figma, just tactfully use their CSS properties and avoid using any width that will cause an overflow. So if the width is too long, it causes an overflow, just assume it's 100 pixels. Then there are some cases where you have to apply ratio because you're not using the right or the stipulated width or height, so you have to do some ratio just to get it. But the more you work with Figma, the more you get the hand of it. Now remember, your goal is to get at least more than 95% accuracy. So if I do this, I have this border now. So but this is not looking like what I have here. So it then means this my width is too big. So I'm going to change this to fit content. So let's see. So it's going to look like this. The next, we're now going to apply a margin and a padding. So if I double tap on this text, you notice that I get the styling. So I just copy this. So already our text is already at the center, so we don't need to apply this. And remember, we no land flex, so I'll just copy this, then I'll paste here. So if I do this, it's going to look like this. I see it now. Then next, give it a padding. So you can get the padding from there. So from here, I double tap, I'm on my cursor up. You see that I have a padding of 1 REM all around, 1 REM. So I say a padding of 1 REM. So this will make it look like this. Okay. The next, we move to this other one here, line 2. You notice that it has a margin top of 4.4 REM, which in our case now we are using view height because of this here. So we're going to target dot about me dot line 2. As imagine top is 4.4 view height, so that's going to bring it a little bit down. So let's see line 2. So why didn't it apply? I think let's use that REM. Let's see REM. Okay, so let's use this. So next we'll move to the text inside, which is this, and you notice that click the outermost on here, it gives us a width. We know that this width is very long. So what do we need to do? So if we take a look at this, then let's apply the ratio now. If you take a look at this, we click here, you see that the maximum width is 120 pixels, 120 REM. Then here, let's use this one. Here we have that the width is 49 points. So if we do the ratio now, so my calculator, so we're going to approximately 48 divided by 120, then that will give us the ratio in percentage. So 48 divided by 120, so that equals 40%. So let's try that. So say the width is 40%. So let's look at this. So see how it looks. And let's give this a border. So border. So it seems this, let's invert it now. So to the 40 minus 100. So let's see. So we have something that looks like that. But this thing gives us exactly what we want. So we'll just say fit content. So in some cases, the first one works. So how do we make it look the way it is here? So we have to use the margin here. So we are going to use the margin, and the margin is giving us here or the pattern, depending on which angle you're looking at it, is this. So we can have, if you notice, this is the maximum, or this is the one that has the maximum size here. So let's do that our scene again. So let's just say 36 divided by 120. So this is what equal to to 30%. So we are going to divide that 30% now into 2. So let's come back to the about me. So we're going to 15%. So let's see. We have something that looks like this. So this is better. Okay. We've now added the font size, so I think we should have added this font size before attempting to get the right size. So I'm going to put this here. Now we don't have to target the paragraph because most of all these set properties here, they are inheritable. They can inherit it. So this is what we have. So if I change, let me comment this out. Okay. So this is a rough estimate of what we have, but if you notice this here, it has just 2 lines. So we can reduce the font size from here to see if we can get that. The font size here, let's reduce to 5. So let's further reduce it to 3. So we have something that is close to that. Then, of course, this will be too small for the mobile view. So we can use media attribution or subsequent calls to make sure that this is readable for all screen sizes. So let's check 0.4. See how it looks like. So you see that this is better. Okay. So the more you practice with this Figma, the more you get the hand of it. So next we'll move to the explore. This is the explore here. So we'll move to dot about me dot line 3 dot button. So we need to get this font size. So if you double click and paste, you'll have this. So if I save, I have this. Okay. The next, we notice that the button has some padding. So let me zoom in a little. So because there is no other container here, cannot giving us the height of 1.56 REM. Yes, 1.56 REM. So let's get that. Let's copy this. Check, we have this. Then we notice that the background color is white, or it does not change. So it's still at the parent one, so we'll make it transparent. So this will inherit it. Then you notice that it has a border left and right. So we can double tap on this. To get the exact size of the border. Let's check. Let me check. I think I didn't click it. So it seems I can access it. Let me just click parent one. The parameter that should be here. Okay, so we just use the 1 pixel. So we say outline none, then border top should be none, then border bottom should be none. So to remove the border from those two parts. So let's see how it looks like now. So you see we have this. So we just use the default border size. Then we notice that this has a margin top of 4.63 REM. So we can come here and say dot about me dot line 3 margin top 4.63 4.63 REM. So if we save that, we'll have this. Then lastly, let's deal with this guy. So with this guy, we don't have to do any styling. So what we just need is to get the margin top, which is 5.31 REM. So dot about me dot line 4. So margin top is 5.31 REM. So if I save, I'll have this. So you see that we have been able to design a simple website that follows the design of a Figma file. Though our accuracy might not be as high as that 95 point, less than 95 or 95%, but I believe with this you've not gotten the principle. So this can be further reduced. So it is not a must that you must use the exact parameters from a Figma design, just as you observe. Your aim is to make it look good on all scripts. So you can always reduce the size of a Figma design as long as it does not change the design structure. So see you in the next video, and do well to practice, and I'll make these links available for all of you so I can use it to practice. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.